Good evening, everyone. Tonight we're going to talk about the 1981 sequel to Friday the 13th. I've already acted about the first movie in the series in an early review back in 2012, so let's just jump into the shitstorm called Part 2, directed by Steve Miner. No relation. Now, I like sequels as much as the next guy, but this series has nearly a dozen of them, if you include Freddy vs. Jason and the remake.
The first 6 minutes basically replays the last segment of the previous movie. You know, just in case you forgot about what happened in the single year since the first movie. What? Did everyone in the 80s have the memory span of a goldfish? I feel like I should have only paid for the scenes of the new movie, not a chunk of the old one.
This movie is 86 minutes long, including credits, which take about, 5 minutes. If you take out the flashback sequence from the beginning, you're only left with 76 minutes worth of new footage. What the fuck?
A bag of popcorn later, we get back to the actual movie and Alice wakes up. She talks to her folks and has a shower. Surprisingly, there's no nude scene. Tasteful. Will it last? We'll see. Someone prank calls her, so now she's nice and paranoid. The first false scare happens when the bloody cat leaps in from the wide open window. I mean, really, why does she leave it open? She doesn't get a chance to answer that question when she finds a nice head of...
Oh, sweet Jesus! Goodbye, Alice. I liked you. Jason isn't messing around this time.
This time, the music is much better than the greasy farts of the previous movie.
Did they think that an exploding title would look cool? I don't know, maybe. It's probably cool in 1981, just not today.
Say hi to two of our future victims, Sandra, and her boyfriend Jeff.
Someone was hired for their obvious talent. She's pretty cute. Smoking hot, even. I would go out on a limb and say she's the hottest girl in the whole series.
So Sandra, and Jeff are coming to town to be counselors for the summer, and hook up with their friend Ted. We see Ralph from part 1, still alive and healthy.
They didn't believe me. You're all doomed. You're all doomed.
Before they can meet up with Ted, though, some jackass comes and tows his truck.
Asshole! This is my truck!
Lo and behold, that jackass is Ted himself.
Welcome to God's country.
Say hello to Ted, one of the rare characters in the series. You'll find out why soon enough.
One travel montage, fallen log, and Camp Blood Sign later, we arrive at the camp, whatever it's called. We're introduced to this year's sacrificial lambs. Meet Paul, the head of the camp, Uberfit Terry, Jackass Scott, Paraplegic Mark, and Vicky, who has the unabashed hots for Mark. We see an old beetle drive by Ralph. Say hello to Ginny. Real cutie. She gets chewed out by Paul for being late, and it seems that they have a thing for each other. I don't know, Paul seems pretty cool and down to earth, competent and intelligent. Maybe they'll be successful?
I doubt it.
Later that night, they all gather around the campfire while Paul tells them the story about Jason. Here's where all the retcons come in, only a year after the first movie.
His body was never recovered from the lake after he drowned.
I can't blame them too much, because the first movie was only meant as a standalone with no sequels.
And if you listen to the old-timers in town, they'll tell you he's still out there. Some sort of demented creature.
So they retcon it with Jason seeing his mother get beheaded, and that he's been alive this whole time. I don't know. Bullshit retcons notwithstanding, I kinda like this scene.
Our lovely campfire scene is disturbed when Ted bursts out of the bushes and scares the ever-loving Fluff out of the counselors. Nice job, not a bad scare. They all reconvene in one of the houses for a little partying. Check out that game console. High tech for 1981, huh? Mark arm wrestles and Scott talks to Muffin the ugly dog. Sandra wants to go see Camp Blood and she won't take no for an answer. Ginny strips of the camera. Damn, nice body. Paul sneaks up on her and their love for one another is revealed. Cute couple, really. Ralph keeps watching like a creeper until...
Yes! Goodbye, Ralph, you miserable fuck.
Ginny wakes up to a "Beware of bears" warning on the mirror, and the counselors go through basic training while some mouth breather watches through the woods. The insufferable Muffin runs off to find the mystery person. Fatality? Ginny finds a chainsaw. Foreshadowing much? Sandra manages to pull Jeff off to go see Camp Blood. God damn, I've died and gone to heaven. Ginny and the others exchange some off-color but funny jokes.
Okay, you guys, well, I got one. Ready? What's green and red and goes 100 miles an hour?
What?
Frog in a blender.
That wasn't funny.
It's brown and sits on a piano.
Your face.
Beethoven's last movement.
As they find Camp Blood, someone stalks them into the woods. Could it be Jason?
Please? Please?
Nope, just the local cop.
What are you kids doing out here?
He lugs the two back to camp and chews Paul out. Of course, the cop tries to intimidate him, but Paul doesn't buy it. Damn, look at those knockers. So our cop buddy drives off and we see someone leap into the woods and he gives chase. The all too familiar music starts up. Man, you're gonna need some cardio to keep up with him. He's running while Jason is merely walking. The cop finds a shack in the woods.
Now, I know what we're all thinking. Don't go into the house alone! Really cozy, huh? Trailer trash have better standards.
He finds a disgusting toilet and soon meets his end when Jason sneak attacks him with a hammer.
We have to wait through half the fucking movie before we get to see our first real kill. And no, Ralph doesn't count.
Looks like it's a bit chilly out, ladies.
I can't believe she wears that! I mean, look at it! Oh, maybe I can. I mean, this is an early 80s slasher flick after all.
Most of the nameless counselors take off for a rousing night in the town, leaving Jeff, Sandra, Vicky, Terry, and Scott behind to hold the fort down.
This is gonna end well, isn't it? What are the chances that these fine, horny teenagers are gonna make it through the night?
Oh look, Jason's already there.
Well, they're fucked.
So the lovely Terry goes on a well-lit moonlight walk in her outfit. Damn, she's hot. The counselors arrive at a bar and casino for their night of drinking, and we get to see our first gratuitous nudity shot of the movie.
With a body like that? Why not? I mean, Gusta.
Mark and Jeff face off, and Mark handily kicks Jeff's ass in arm wrestling. Luckily for him, Zandra drags him off for some nookie, giving Vicky the opportunity to seduce Mark with hockey and football handhelds.
What?
Take your pick.
Hey,
They're Ted's. It's okay with him.
it's football and hockey. Which one do you prefer?
The one with the puck.
You mean hockey?
Is that what you call it?
Okay. What do you want to play for?
Position.
Man, she's flirting hardcore. Someone steals Terry's clothes, and it's none other than jackass Scott. She gives chase, and he gets caught in a foot trap, rendering him helpless. He pleads for Terry to go help.
It's a trap! It's like the goat in Jurassic Park!
While Scott's hanging, the ominous music plays.
Where is she?
Terry comes back only to find that Scott's dead. She dies off screen with an awesome transition to the local band playing. Ginny, Ted, and Scott drink while the bartender overacts.
Have it your way, honey. I just don't want the bar to fall down on you.
Thanks.
What if there is a Jason?
Oh, bullshit. Ginny?
No, what if there is some kind of boy or beast running around Camp Crystal Lake? I mean, let's try to think beyond the legend, put it in real terms. I mean, what would he be like today? Some kind of out-of-control psychopath? A frightened retard?
It's awesome! Ginny makes her a funny drunk! Obviously, psychology majors shouldn't have beer.
She goes on for a long philosophical ramble about Jason and his mother.
And you know, the only person I'd ever known was his mother. He never went to school, so he never had any friends. I mean, she was everything to him.
Yeah. Deranged killer.
No, no, no. You're missing my whole point.
I think she's had enough.
We get some needless background information on Mark, and Vicky hits on him and offers him the deadly Mary Jane. The two couples summarily make out and have sex while Jason plans his attack. Surprisingly, we don't get to see Sandra's rack. That's too bad. She goes out to find her brush. Wait, will she get murdered? Nope, just the rain. Mark gets worried and goes outside to look for her when she doesn't return. And notice how the lighting differs so drastically between each.
Jason says hello and goodbye with a machete to the face.
Not one to miss opportunities, Jason gets the rare double kill by skewering Jeff and Sandra to the bed.
Don't have sex or Jason will murder you.
Back at the bar, Ted decides to get a motel room for the night and becomes one of the extremely rare main characters to not die in the movie.
Ted, I salute you. You are a paragon of horror survivors everywhere.
Vicky returns unharmed and searches for Mark. She does the foolish thing by going into the dark room, calling for Sandra.
Don't do it, it's a trap. Run away, you idiot.
Jason pops up, slashes her in the leg, and kills her in the strangest way possible.
How does this even work? He clearly swings down, yet he's obviously a few feet away from her. She acts like she got stabbed in the stomach, but that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Jenny and Paul get back to the camp, and he finds blood and some fine dope. They search around the main office for any signs of the others, wisely sticking together and wielding a flashlight like Alan Wake.
Paul, there's someone in this room. Paul, there's someone in this fucking room!
Jenny's spider senses go off, and Jason attacks. Jenny stands there like a fucking idiot, while Paul and Jason duke it out. Jason emerges the winner, and Jenny runs like hell, locking herself in the bathroom.
Nice going, kid. You just lost survivor points for that. So we have one window, one door, and one serial killer. What do you think will happen? Anyone? Will Jason A. smash through the door, B. smash through the window, or C. leave her be? To those who voted B, you are correct. Pat yourself on the back. You've survived this round.
Jenny flees and locks another door and searches around for something to protect herself with. In the long tradition of horror girls, she grabs a utensil. I'm not even sure what that is. Is it a sharpener?
So, folks, what do you think is more dangerous? This or this?
Jenny bolts once again and tries to flee in her car, but as a throwback to the beginning of the film, it won't start. She somehow manages to push Jason over the edge and hides in the bushes, kicking him in the balls, which amazingly enough stuns him. She tries to hide behind the gremlin, but you can see her fucking head over the hood. She runs for her cabin and hides under her bed. And then pisses herself in fear when a rat of all things comes over to say hi.
Really, Steve Miner? Really? Out of all the things you could have possibly shown, you have to show her pissing herself. What the fuck, man?
She thinks the coast is clear, but surprise! He fails his dex check and crashes to the ground, breaking his pitchfork and allowing Ginny to escape from under the bed and...
Fuck yeah, chainsaw! It's stalled. God damn it, I wanted to see that work.
She manages to tag him with the saw before it stalls, and follows up by bashing him over the head with a chair once he's dazed. She runs away again, despite having the advantage, and through the magic of movie physics, finds that Jason's shack is no more than a stone's throw away from the camp. Naturally, Jason's not far behind. We get to see the shrine to Mrs. Voorhees, which gets referenced in the piss-poor NES game. And Ginny gets an idea to try and save herself.
That sweater must be absolutely disgusting. Ugh, yuck. still, better dirty than dead.
Jason! It's all done, Jason. You've done your job well, and Mommy is pleased.
What class did she learn this in? Man-Child Serial Killers 256B? I want that class in my college!
She manages to trick Jason into thinking that she's his mother, and her plan works almost flawlessly. Until Jason sees the severed head behind Ginny. He wounds her, but Paul comes to her rescue and goes for a rematch with Jason. Of course, this isn't going well either, but it serves as a perfect distraction for Ginny to grab the machete again. In our slow-motion finish, she sneak attacks the motherfucker and nails him in the shoulder, presumably killing him.
Yes, nice job! Now do it again, and again, and again.
They unmask Jason, yet we don't get to see his face. They make it back to the cabin.
Is the horror over yet? 6 minutes remaining says no.
They arm themselves, and Ginny looks absolutely badass with that pitchfork. Paul opens the door, only to find that the fucking ankle-biter Muffin is alive and well.
I hate this music. It totally ruins the mood for... Holy shit, did you see his face?
The movie cuts to the next morning with Ginny being loaded into an ambulance. Paul's fate is uncertain, and the movie ends with the final parting shot of Mrs. Voorhees' severed head. It's not over yet.
It's over. It's actually over. Well, for now. But then there's a part 3. And a part 4. And part 5. And part 6. And part 7. And part 8. And part 9. And part 10. And then a fucking crossover movie and a fucking remake. God damn it. Now, this ending is supposed to hint that Paul was actually killed off screen. However, in part 3, they retcon the ending of part 2 in several ways. First, during the recap / flashback, they show Jason pulling the machete out of his shoulder and then crawling away. Second, the news report states that 8 people were killed, and this excludes Paul because he would have been victim number 9. Well, perhaps they don't count Alice, who was technically murdered 5 years earlier. Okay, let's do the math. Ralph, Officer Winslow, Scott, Terry, Mark, Jeff, Vicky, Sandra. Even excluding Alice, that's 8 people. So, it's been 33 years since this movie came out. How's it hold up? Well, as a direct sequel, it's really not too bad. As far as a Friday sequel goes, I consider this one to be the best, as the others just kind of go downhill from here and barely involve counselors after this point. Part 6, Jason Lives, is the last one to show counselors at the camp. From part 3 onward, it just kind of devolves into Jason straying further and further away from the camp until he can pretty much just go anywhere he pleases, even space. Don't get me wrong, I love this series. They're cheesy, they're funny, they have gratuitous nudity, and they're nice and gory. Part 2 was a commercial success, but the ratings really tanked. It only has a 33% on Rotten Tomatoes. You have to be a fan of the series or schlock horror in general to really appreciate the movie. Still, it's a bit of nostalgia from a time when we only had cheesy horror movies. Then again, not much has really changed, has it? So, thanks for watching, and have a good night.